It's Thursday, November 28th, 2024. This is the Rolling Thunder Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Ryan. How you doing, Chris?
Good. For those of you who don't know, let's do a reintroduction at the start of this Rolling Thunder. There's a cat tail in my shot. Get your butthole out of here, Chewy.
Let's be honest, people watch the podcast for the cats and not us anyway.
That's probably true.
I'm pretty sure there's a drinking game out there.
Two comedians who've been friends for a very long time. We also run a stage show called Rolling Thunder.
Yes,
and
we do.
The next one, Rolling Thunder Live at the Nanaimo Bar in Nanaimo, December 6th.
For 2 shows.
2 shows.
Do you remember the show times?
Yeah, 7 and 9 p.m. Tickets available at jumpcomedy.com. In Nanaimo, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. You're going to Nanaimo
In a couple days.
2 days from now.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Part of the Peter Hudson roast.
Peter, we're coming for you. Yeah, it'll be good.
I unfortunately am missing out on that.
Well, we can sneak in my luggage. They're small enough to fit. You want to come?
I mean, you're driving a van on. I just go on with you. That's
true. I just wanted to make a short joke right off the top.
Yeah, and I wanted to deny it, because fuck you. How about that?
Okay. Fair enough.
So, I wanted to talk about this on last week's episode, and we ended up going a bit over time in doing so, and I decided I'd save it for this week's episode, but thanks to you, I got to try Jollibee.
Oh, yes. And when do you think of Jollibee?
So I'm trying to figure out if this is going to lead to a fucking argument or not, which
we'll find out.
Might be good for the podcast.
We'll find out.
Jollibee sucks, and no, I genuinely enjoyed the chicken, but I would still not say Jollibee is the best chicken place.
And what's the best chicken place?
I would say, so here's my ranking. I think as far as just straight chicken goes, Jollibee's the top.
Okay.
They're definitely the top for just straight chicken.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is there's no diversity to their menu. And I know that because there's a Jollibee near where I work. And I decided to go there once for lunch this past week.
Yes.
And I decided I'm going to order the chicken sandwich. Just the original chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, it's not the best. That's
because they're known for their bucket of chicken. And their weird sweet spaghetti. I don't understand.
I would say, if I could do the like Jollibee or Popeye style like breading with like the KFC flavor, because like the KFC has like.
We're gonna get so many angry Filipino comments in this video now that you're saying all these things.
You're gonna tell me KFC's like hasn't nailed down their flavor in a scientific way?
I haven't eaten KFC in like 20 years because every time I get near a bucket of KFC, I get extreme diarrhea. So I wouldn't know.
Dude, I could be like Eric Cartman and just only eat the chicken skins and leave the actual chicken, which is probably the best plan for eating KFC because it's the raw chicken that gets you sick.
That's true. And what's with their neon green coleslaw? I've never understood that. Like it's bright, so bright you can see it from space.
Their coleslaw is disgusting.
Yes, I know, but why do they have it so neon green? I don't understand.
I don't know. I do. As far as KFC goes, they are the worst of the group of chicken places.
Sorry, I forgot you were ranking them for me, so
I'm still putting them there because it's like they have the same problem that Subway has, where there's no fucking consistency between restaurants. And like I always consider that a massive issue. It's one of the reasons I don't want to say I champion McDonald's because I don't, but I would say one of the things that I respect about McDonald's is their consistency.
Yeah,
Like-
their consistency to give me the shit.
Hey, we were talking about this earlier. Their fries are where it's fucking at.
Well, yeah, they do have good fries. Yeah, but
So-
we're talking about chicken right now,
Okay.
man. Let's stay on topic here, bud. Stay on topic.
They have a chicken sandwich.
I know.
Let's talk about the McChicken. It's trash. It's actually they would be the worst chicken place.
Their burgers are trash too. The whole thing is trash.
Their burgers, I would agree, not good. However, there's like I grew up white trash. So there's like a distinct
Don't worry, I'm not gonna make another short joke about your genetics and everything. It's cool.
nostalgic flavor to a McDonald's hamburger.
I want to so bad.
Take your pot shot. For the listeners and viewers at home.
I'm just picturing you playing in the ball pit at McDonald's right now.
I'll do that now. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I know. I know you. And the thing is, you're so small, you could get away with it, which makes me so happy and so terrified at the same time.
You and I are very similar in a lot of ways. Like, dude, I saw you get super angry this past week.
Yes.
And I'll tell you right now, it's the same as like when I get super angry, where people go like, this is scary, but also so not threatening.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. When I get scared, when I get angry, my eyes pop out like a squeeze toy, you know? Yeah, I know.
dude, like you were foaming from the mouth.
I got so angry that I literally hurt my back and had to take Rebecca's head the next day. That's how angry I got.
You pulled a muscle.
Yeah, I pulled a muscle, dude.
It's like I said, you're the tall guy in The Big Short when they're yelling at Ryan Gosling's character. I think he just goes, "I threw a muscle out in my back. I was yelling so hard."
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, I would say as far as just the chicken goes, I would
Yes,
say Jollibee.
Okay. But that's all you ate, though. When you got the...
No, because I got the chicken sandwich.
Oh, that's right.
I got the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
You know where they fuck up with the chicken sandwich? There's no pickle on it.
Okay.
There's no pickles.
I've never gotten the...
It's just the chicken and the mayo. I mean, you can pay for one with like lettuce and tomato, but it's like you want to compare the original sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's like, let me tell you something. The Popeyes original sandwich is not beat. It's not beat. And I know that because like weekly there are videos of people fighting in Popeyes over that goddamn sandwich.
Well, I'm not going to argue there.
It's
Can I just...
yes.
I've only had the chicken and
Okay.
the gravy at Jollibee's. I haven't... And I tried their spaghetti and it wasn't for me.
Sure.
So...
The chicken is great. I will say, so when I got my sandwich meal, it
Yeah.
came with French fries, and they were fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah. Their fries are trash.
They were awful. They were like those starchy one where like it's almost like there's a dusting on it, and it's gross.
Yeah.
I,
But straight up chicken and gravy, Jollibee's the shit right there, yeah.
yeah, I mean the fact that
I could drink their gravy.
waffles were made.
Oh, yeah, that's the
That's
other
what
thing.
pulled together that fucking meal, man.
Yeah, we
That
had
was wonderful.
chicken and waffles with
Yeah.
real maple syrup. It was pretty... Yeah.
Okay, so I do put Popeyes up top though, and the reason that I do is not only their chicken sandwich is like unmatched, but just the diversity of their menu. I mean, like the sides, yeah, they have fries that are mediocre, but it's also like,
Their mac and cheese is disgusting.
sure,
It's all watery and crap. It's gross.
it's not good, but their biscuits are like incredible. I love their biscuits.
You love
I
their
will-
biscuits? Every time I'm eating one of the
Dude.
biscuits, I feel like every part of my moisture in my body gets sucked out into that biscuit. And then I die from dehydration after eating a biscuit.
Heat it up, put a little butter on that thing, man.
Okay, I've never done that yet.
That's I sometimes, and I haven't done it since living here, but sometimes I will go and just order a pack of 6 biscuits,
Yeah.
and then I'll eat it like with my breakfast.
Okay.
Like I'll fry up a couple eggs and like do an open face sandwich type
Gotcha.
deal where I fry up an egg and throw it on half a biscuit and toast up that biscuit a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yum yum.
Well, I'll have
Yum
to.
yum.
I'll have to try it the Chris Gaskin way then. And I've heard good things about the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I've just never had one.
Yeah, it is the best chicken sandwich. Okay, so I have Popeyes, I have Jollibee.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I have it that way is because it's like I don't know if I could even say KFC is actually the worst, because Church's chicken is not good.
No.
Like Church's chicken is rough. KFC, I wish KFC still had the chicken bowl. That like basically, it was garbage. It was like trash food. I'm well aware it was trash food.
And they weren't even real mashed potatoes,
Oh,
too.
I know that, but I don't care. Like, it was their popcorn chicken, which I like. Their gravy, which I like. I mean, yeah.
Jollibee has better gravy than anybody. I could drink their gravy with a straw. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I have.
You know what? I'll have to give you this, because the gravy the viscosity of the gravy that KFC has might as well be Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
It is thick, snotty. But
This episode of Rolling Thunder Podcast brought to you by KFC. Everybody.
their spice mix, though, is great. Like, flavor-wise. The rest of their stuff is just
You have
not
such
good.
a little
But
kid. You have a little kid palate, my friend. You have a little kid palate.
in some ways, absolutely, I
Yes.
do. I cannot deny that. Okay,
All right.
I'd go KFC.
Mm-hmm.
I can't rate like little, mom and pop shops here.
What about Mary Brown's?
They're the worst. They're the worst.
Are they worse than KFC?
Yeah.
And what makes them worse?
It's overcooked. Their French fries are worse than the Jollibee French fries. They have no diversity. Here's the thing: is every person from Newfoundland is going to disagree with this. But if you're going to talk about my palate being bad, people from Newfoundland, like,
Is that where Mary Brown's is from?
that's where Mary Brown's is from.
Okay, because I knew they were Canadian. I just didn't
Yeah.
know.
And it's like, it's this point of pride for them, which fine. All fine and dandy. But like, the second you eat at a better place, don't sit there and go, Mary Brown's is better. No, it's not. It's fucking terrible.
Okay.
I would rather have a KFC Big Crunch
Mm.
than whatever fucking Mary Brown's bullshit there is. Mary Brown stinks. It's awful. Okay?
Okay.
And I had a boss who was like, Mary Brown's better than Popeyes, and I'd slap the mustache off his face if I heard him say that again. He doesn't even have a mustache, but I'd slap it off. I swear to God, it's awful.
See, I don't eat enough fried chicken to have an opinion about. Other than I think Jollibee's is the best, but my biggest thing is when people with pizza, how people are like, oh, Pizza Hut's the best or whatever, or Little Caesars, and I'm like, ugh, what are you doing, buddy? So
Pizza Hut is like, it's not quite Chicago deep dish, but the flavoring of their crust, it's literally cheese and sauce and meat on cake.
yeah, you can literally change the oil in your vehicle with one of their pizzas. It's so gross, man. I remember back in the day when we were like teenagers, how they used to be the top for um, like chain pizza places
Yeah.
when they actually had real ingredients. I'm talking back in the day when you could go into a pizza Hut and they'd have the all you can eat buffet,
I remember that. I totally remember that.
and then they had the Sunday bar and the salad bar with it. I used to always, like, 2 or 3 times a week I'd go there for lunch when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But now I think about it, and it just gives me heartburn and uncomfortable feelings. That's why when it comes to pizza, I rather find like a one-off, like a homemade. We make our
Sure. And then, by the way, this is also why I said, like, I can't speak to places like that, especially like chicken places. And usually places like that, usually they are better.
yeah,
You know,
'Cause-
it's like
because they're putting more attention into what they're doing.
it's not only they're putting more attention to it. Like for them, that's their store.
Yeah, they're trying
It's
to.
live and die. You know
They
what I
want
mean?
you to keep coming back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You go to one Popeyes, you've been to all the Popeyes. Like that's
yeah,
They don't live and die with just one location. They're out there.
yeah.
I will say I did appreciate the Jollibee chicken,
Okay.
and I definitely put the bucket of chicken up there for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, you went back for seconds, bro. So
Yeah.
you must have liked it. So.
yeah, I absolutely
Yeah.
did. I went back for thirds if you count me going for lunch to
There
another
you go.
location.
There you go.
It's- But their French fries, they suck.
Well, to be honest with you, most French fries in chain places aren't the greatest.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so
That's true. I don't know why McDonald's nails them.
because they're made with the salt of young people's tears as they cry into the deep fryer that they're working at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes them taste so good.
Delicious.
It's disappointment and anger. that
Who
makes
knew
them-
it tasted so good, huh?
That's the same thing. And I've always wondered what nog and eggnog was, and I think it's just the tears of children that don't get what they want for Christmas. That's what makes it taste so good.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. My favorite one is like an old Dave Attell joke.
Mm.
He goes, eggnog. That's like, I want pancakes with my rum.
Nice.
He goes,
I
I'm
like
going to tell
it.
you what eggnog is. You're not going to like it. Eggnog, elf cum.
I love David Tell. Yeah.
It's from his Skanks from the Memories album. It's so fucking good.
He's an amazing comic.
He is. He really is. Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I'm not a big Jeff Ross guy. I mean, I like Jeff Ross because he.
Oh, the Bumping Mics show?
Yeah, the Bump and Mike show
Yeah.
was great. I really enjoyed that one. It's kind of like what we do, sort of.
Not necessarily. I mean,
No.
I
Sort of, kind of, maybe. Not really.
think we're working on making it as seamless
Yeah,
when we're on stage together, but we're also not like, hey, let's do some material right now. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
that happens
Yeah, that's true.
on that show. So,
Yeah, you can tell that they write the material together and they deliver it like it's stand-up.
I don't
material.
even know if they write together, but they definitely like one will toss a joke out to the other guy,
Yeah,
right?
where it's just you and I going back and forth talking to each other and answering questions from the audience,
Yeah.
which is a lot of fun, actually.
I genuinely, it is very interesting though, because I'm so aggressive on stage, and then you are you.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I knew you were going to ask that question too, because I was trying to think of like how to describe you on stage.
Please try.
But I think it's okay. So when we ask the audience, like, hey, it's audience Q&A, you can ask any question, anything you want.
Yeah.
Nothing's off limits. Go ahead, ask any question. And they all sit there and they go, And we're like, no, seriously, you can't. We're not going to make fun of you.
Yeah, just
We're
ask
not-
a question.
Just ask a question. We'll
Yeah.
answer. Maybe it'll be funny. Maybe it won't be.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. But we want you to ask a question, and I think it's the same way as like I've described how you can just say whatever you want about me, and that crowd
Well, you know.
is there for it.
Yeah.
And the second I say anything,
Yeah.
they're like, "But he's in a wheelchair."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You
"Yeah,
do.
I know." Like,
You do get shafted that way, because I know when you say things about me, I know they're just jokes and it's for the show.
yeah,
But I'm surprised how many times when I talk about my life where I'm making reference to being disabled, how automatically people think, oh, everything he's saying is true, you know? And I'm like, they're just jokes, you know?
So that's the thing is I genuinely think the crowd is afraid to ask the wrong question,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whereas like we really need to be like there are no if you have any
Yeah.
as
There's
fucked
safe
up as it
space.
might be, this is a safe space for
Yeah.
whatever question.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, until someone asks something where we go, wait, that was the question you wanted to ask, and it's like, you know,
But just the same though,
but-
because we take that approach,
yeah,
we have to have the what's the word I'm looking for? Just I can't figure out the word, but we can't be afraid to answer the question.
no, of course.
You know. So,
I think one of the things is we take kind of like that gentle approach, because like that's what we've been doing so far
Yeah.
when we do the Q&A. Is it's like, and eventually people do start asking questions. Like once one comes in, 3 more come in. You know what I mean?
It always takes that first person
Yeah.
to be like, okay, I'm gonna jump on the live grenade
Yeah.
and see what happens.
And like, you know, people've asked questions that led to me going like, put that in your act, put that right here.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true.
like this is
One
a
of my
great
favorite questions that I got asked when we did the show, and I don't know if you remember it, but there was that guy that was like, so that story about the rose bushes and them taking away your wheelchair, can that actually happen? Is that true?
Yep.
That was really fun for me because even though it seems like this outlandish thing that would happen, but the fact of the matter is, because it's a motorized vehicle, yeah, I can have it taken away. You know, like I've been told by a police officer that yes, we can take it away, and there has been like records of it in the past where it's happened to people. You know, so which was fun for me because I know everybody thinks I'm just saying something to be funny, but
Well, it also validates some of what you and I say on stage.
Yeah.
As, oh shit, maybe that was true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
But
why that's why I find it fun going into like a story, because I tend to find the stories aren't always as funny as like, here's a joke, but they'll connect better
yeah,
because
because we humanize it for them.
exactly, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, and not to burn any of your material on here, absolutely not, but like your story about going swimming
yeah,
is like, it's not the funniest of your act, but it connects so well
yeah,
that it will get laughs just as hard as your best material,
yeah.
right?
Because I kind of bring people into my world,
Yeah.
and I'm getting better at telling that story to the point where I know I can paint a really good picture for the audience. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah.
You watched anything wild as of late?
I really enjoyed. I say that, but not, as I'm saying it, I can't remember his name. Um, Mark Norman's.
Oh, you watch his YouTube special from like a
Yeah,
couple years back, Out to
I
Lunch.
out to lunch. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I really it showed me a different style of stand up that you don't see very much anymore. Because a lot of the specials that you see now are like, uh, I get a laugh, I sit in the laugh for a while, where he was just like, boom, 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 boom,
hmm
boom, you know? And I've also, because I want to incorporate more crowd work into my act, I really enjoyed, I can't believe I'm about to say this, because at first I was like, I can't stand this guy,
I
but
know exactly who you're gonna say.
um, Mark Rife's Lucid
Oh,
Dream.
you didn't get it right, but yeah, close enough. Matt Rife. I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna say Matt Rife. You just hate him because he's so good looking. That's.
Mm.
Yeah, you didn't answer. I know the answer now. You hate him for the same reason I hate him. That sexy little boy. He is immensely talented. I mean,
He is.
listen, he's also not my personal taste in comedy, but that dude is talented, and
Yeah, he's
I
good at what he does.
I
He's really good at what.
genuinely thought like that special, as far as like how to structure a crowd work special, was very interesting
Yeah,
because
he
like
really took control of it, even though he was letting the audience seem like they were in control of it.
yeah, and it's like I've seen crowd work specials before where it's chaos because all they do.
He's talk over each other.
No,
Okay,
I
sorry.
was gonna say like they let the
Sorry, I should have
crowd
let you finish your thought.
they let the crowd like pick the topics,
Okay.
right? So it doesn't necessarily control the flow of it.
Oh yeah. Where he was,
He picked the topic from the start.
yeah, and then he was just going with it, which.
From the start, asked a question to find someone who would like. Does anyone have weird dreams? Okay, you. And then did like the classic. What's your name? What do you do for a living? What do you?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your dream now. Like he structured it in a way where he knew eventually where that conversation was going to lead to.
Yeah,
He didn't know what that person's going to say,
but he knew how to keep it under.
but he knew where it was
Yeah.
going in a general sense.
It was like watching the Siegfried and Roy magic show with tigers, except he knew the tiger wasn't going to eat him at the end of it. That's
Yeah,
what
pretty
it was.
much.
Yeah.
And
What's funny is when it first came out, I was like, I have a friend of mine, and you might know her as well, Angie Middleholtz, and I used to do another podcast with her called Ron LaChance and the People Who Wipe My Ass.
yes,
Well, she's a big fan of him, and
because of course she is.
yeah. Anyway, she's like, give it a try, and honestly, man, because I don't know, I didn't give it I didn't give it a fair shake. I think I watched the first 5 to 7 minutes, and I was like, turn it off. And then you and I got talking about how I wanted to incorporate different things in the art of stand-up into my act, and you're like, just watch the show again and watch how he controls the crowd. So
Yep.
I watched it more for that than I did actually watching it to laugh, and I really respected the way he handled that special and the way he went about it. It was really well put together and well done. So
I would say the only person that I've seen do, and I know guys who are fantastic at crowd work. Phil
Yeah.
Hanley, Ian Pegg.
Phil Hanley's, he's so good.
Yep, Ian Pegg's very good at that too.
Yeah, he is.
But I saw Sonny Dollywall. The way that he did it blew me away because I was like, that's such a simple way to do crowd work and to incorporate it into the act, and I'm not going to blow up his spot. I'll tell you what he did after we're finished recording the podcast,
Okay.
because it was fascinating to watch. And him and I discussed it, and I was like, I wish I asked him where he picked that up or where he got that idea to do that, because I watched him do a full headline set, and I would say 15 minutes of material, and did crowd work, going around the crowd, talking to this table first, talking to this table. But man, did he control that situation.
I really want to learn how to do that because I think that will elevate our Rolling Thunder stuff and even the stuff that I do on my own even more. Like, because I'm in a position, being a person in a wheelchair, that as soon as I get out there, I have their attention before I say anything.
Yes.
Because they're always like, what the hell is going on here? And that's a gift and a curse, because as I started being able to do more and more time, and Matt Dillon, shout out to the late Matt Dillon, him and I used to always talk about that, where he's like, you can't afford to have a bad set, because people will always remember the guy in the wheelchair. And he's like, that's an awesome feeling that they're always going to remember you, but because of that, you can't mail it in, And some days, let's be honest, Chris, you and I have done lots of shows together where it could be I'm under the weather, or I'm just not feeling it that night, or whatever. Like, we've all had something happen where...
You mean like last week when I shit the bed?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to point that out again and bring it up again, but yes, you did shit the bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that myself personally, it's harder for me to have moments like that because people do remember it, so they might not always remember my name, but they'll be like, oh, the dude in the wheelchair, he was, so.
You know what I think it is? I also think, and it's one of the things that I very much respect and admire about you, is, take away some like one-off shows here and there that I do. You and I both have very high standards for what we do.
Yeah.
Like,
it's because we love what we do.
Absolutely. But you and I, we'll go out, we'll get off stage, we'll go, that went sideways, I bombed doing this, and we'll have people come up and be like, dude, you crushed that. And it's like, oh no, I did not crush. I can tell you exactly where it went off the rails, where I got them back, which joke needs tinkering, which joke needs like punchlines at what point.
Yeah.
I can tell you all of those things getting off stage. And I've had people go like, learn how to take a compliment, because I used to tell comics all the time, like, that wasn't killing. But I think it's partially because I love the art form so much.
So do I.
That I have such a high standard for what I do.
So do I.
And I want other people to understand what that high standard is. And I want them, I don't want them to look and go like, oh, because when I get off stage, it's not like I'm going, oh, I bombed, that went horribly. Like, I know when it goes well.
Yeah.
But I know where I can be critical with myself.
Yeah.
And I just...
Me
part
too.
of it is I want other people to be self-critical, not quite in the same way, because it can be a bit defeating from time to time, but at least in a way to go like, okay, this bit did not work as well as I wanted it to, but if I tinker these 3 lines here, maybe that'll clean this up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think too, myself personally, I have so much time on my hands because of the fact that it's hard for me to get a day job and all that stuff. So, I think like when I perform for days afterwards, all I can think about is the performance, and I'm trying to teach myself to focus on everything that went well and to only focus on the things that didn't go well in terms of trying to tweak them so they all seamlessly fit together, right? Whereas there were, up until recently, like, I still can find myself sometimes just focusing on the negative parts instead of looking at the whole picture. And that was it. I love what we do so much, and I respect what we do so much that I just want to become the best version of that for myself I can be. And that's part of the growth process for me, is acknowledging that not every joke's gonna hit, and even my jokes that always get laughs aren't always gonna get laughs. You know, so and learning the different techniques within stand-up, like you were saying, like the Bob Newhart one-sided conversation or things like that, and incorporating it into what I do when I'm up there, or what we do as a collective in Rolling Thunder, the comedy experience, which is once again coming to Nanaimo on December 6th from 7 and 9:30 at the Nanaimo Bar. Chris is going to put links to tickets.
I will put the links to the tickets.
Yes, he will. So, come on.
Is it 7 and 9:30? Because
I think so. Or is it 7:30 and 9:30?
No, I think it's 7 and 9.
Okay, well, shit. What do I know? What do I know?
Even I was like, I think this should be 7 and 9:30, not 7 and 9. But
yeah, well, here's what it is.
It is what it is. I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
We've been talking enough shop to.
Well, it's been this has been a really good one for me. It's been a fun conversation.
I think so too.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start getting checks from Dolby now. Maybe not. Find out. Anyway.
Hopefully KFC at the very least.
Yeah.
Because they owe me one for propping their spice mix.
Yeah, and they owe me for all the time that I've spent on the toilet. So yeah. All right.
Ryan, that's time you're never getting back.
Yeah, I know.
And so is this show. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of Rolling Thunder. I'm Chris.
I'm Ryan. Have a good one.
Goodbye.